What's your living situation at the moment?
I live with my parents at home.
And how old are you?
21.
Are you in college or are you working?
Working. I'm done college, so.
And what do you think are I mean, do you hope to be able to rent or buy a house in the future?
I hope to, but honestly, it's not like feasible. You know, like it's not worth it in my eyes at the minute. Like renting, you're just kind of throwing money away. Buying, I won't be able to buy until I'm like 30, I'd say. So I think it's just easier to live at home at the minute.
And so you would be what would be called a hidden homeless. You technically don't have a home, but you're living with your parents.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like home. You know, like they're my parents. I love them, but it's not my space anymore. You know, like when I was a kid, sure, but now it's like I feel like I'm overstepping now. You know, my parents want to retire. They want to like be parents with their kids out doing their own thing, and now it feels like a burden when you're in their house. You know, so.
And so you said that you hope to have a place of your own by the age of 30.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you have a financial plan in place?
Not really. I kind of wish I did, but no, not really. Like, kind of. I'd like to get into property at some point. You know, like become a landlord, because that seems like the only feasible way to have my own living situation, I guess. But. Yeah, take it day by day.
What's your living situation at the moment?
I'm with the parents at the moment now. I'm renting off them, so.
And how old are you?
20.
And now you're working at the moment, Jar?
I am. Yeah, I'm working on Aldi now at the moment.
And what do you think are your chances of buying a house and starting a family within the next 7 or 8 years?
There'd be no chance of that. No chance at all. I'd say you'd be waiting another 20 years if you wanted to get a house or whatever. That's as far as I'll. Yeah.
And what about renting even? What are your chances of getting a place to rent?
A rent, yeah. I mean, you can rent, but sure, fuck. I mean, you'd be renting for a while before you'd be saving up for a good while. So, yeah.
What's your living situation at the moment?
Mine is good, but my sister's health, and she's very bad with her depression. She was promised a council house. She had to wait for her Garda vetting to come back. She was waiting a couple of weeks for that, but when the Garda vetting came back, she had promised her the house. When the Garda vetting come back, fine, and it did, and then she explained where the house, she couldn't, she said, where is the house? But the way, she said, I can't tell you where the house is, but I'll explain. And where she explained where the house was, it was definitely Summerhill, because she said the houses in the front is gone. The houses on the left-hand side is gone, but the houses on the right or 2-bedroom that my sister is entitled to because she has a 4-year-old son, she said they're not gone. But when her Garda vetting came back and everything, she rang and she said, oh, all them houses are gone. But literally we found out when we went up to look at them that they were literally all foreigners all over the place and in the houses.
So your sister, an Irish national, was promised a house and then it was refused and given to a foreign national instead.
Yes, and getting bullied by her landlord. She had from the 10th of August to get out of her house, and now she's homeless with a child.
I'm still living with my parents at the moment.
How old are you?
I'm nearly 25.
And are you working? Are you in college or?
I've been struggling trying to find work after college because my degree wasn't enough to get in the door, really. Everyone kept telling me I needed more experience and more, like a better degree, but I couldn't afford a degree because no one would hire me. So they keep telling me to do voluntary work, but I can't live on voluntary work. So right now I just got a new job. It's a hard job, but it's still kind of minimum wage. Even though I did need my degree and everything for it, so I'm trying.
And just like how do you see your chances of getting your own home and start a family in the next 10 years?
I don't think it'd be very well. Like in the next 10 years, if I stayed at home with my parents and saved, I might be able to start building if they let us buy a site, maybe, if you're lucky, but a lot of the council's not letting anyone build anymore, and if you do want to, the prices of materials gone up through the roof. And I know this because I was thinking of getting a cabin over COVID, and it started off at 20 grand for a cut cabin at the back, so have your own space. And looking there, like last year, the year just after COVID, they were gone up to 70 grand for the same one. And it's just, we're on minimum wage and you're trying to, pay for a car and make your way, it's not feasible. Especially then I want to go back to college and try to, get that, pay rise. It's just, no, I'll be 35 by the time I'll be able to move out.
I'm currently living with my parents still.
Are you working or in college or anything like that?
I'm working for the summer and I'm starting college now in September, hopefully.
And have you got a place to stay in college?
No, I'm going to commute. There's just too much. It's just too expensive to get any accommodation. It's very hard to find it as well in Waterford where I'm wanting to go. So. And
then as well, just say you said you're 19, are you?
Yeah.
And so what are your do you hope to have a home and a family of your own someday?
I do, but I don't think I'll get it in Ireland. Just the way things are going, I really don't think that's possible. So I am thinking of emigrating abroad to Australia or something like that.
And can I ask you, what are you planning on studying?
Marketing and digital media.
And yeah, even in a corporate marketing job, you don't think that there's any hope for you to buy a home in Ireland?
Not buy a home, I don't think. No.
And if you had a choice, would you like to stay in Ireland?
Yeah, I would love to stay in Ireland, but I'll just see how it goes anyway. So.
How old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
And what's your living situation at the moment?
I'm living with my parents at the moment. I'm doing the Leaving Cert.
Okay. And then do you hope to go to college in next year?
Yeah, I do.
And where are you planning on going?
Hopefully UCC, maybe UCD. That's what I'm looking at.
And what are your hopes of getting accommodation up in Dublin or Cork?
I'm hoping to get accommodation, but I know it'll definitely be difficult, especially Dublin, with everything that's going on with prices and all, and demand. Hard.
Would you be prepared to drive up and down?
If needs be, yeah, but I would prefer much more to have accommodation.
And what are your do you hope to when you finish college after a few years to settle down, have a family, buy a house in Ireland?
Yeah, hopefully do. Yeah.
What do you think your chances of doing that at the moment?
I think it's difficult with the current situation, with everything to do with the living crisis and inflation and everything like that. Definitely be difficult, but I hope to, hopefully.
And would you if you had to emigrate, would you emigrate?
I would, yeah, I would.
Where would you go?
Probably England, more than likely. Yeah, have some relatives there, hopefully.
And would you plan on coming back in the future, or stay, or if you have to emigrate, would you stay abroad?
I'd hopefully want to come back. Yeah, depending on the situation with prices and all. But I hopefully would like to come back.
I'm currently renting in Wexford town.
And are you working or in college or anything like that?
I'm working. I work from home.
And do you have a family?
No, just myself and my partner.
And what are your chances, do you think, of buying a house and settling down, having a family in the future, the near future at least?
I think hopefully we'll probably look to buy towards the end of next year or towards the end of this year into next year. So I know that it's quite challenging for a lot of people, but we're, I guess, in a quite fortunate situation that hopefully next year we should be in a situation to buy.